My name is Claudia Brown Coulter with Brownie Coulter. I'm a divorce mediator and I help you create a customized divorce that you can uncouple consciously and respectfully. Today's date is August 10th. That means school is starting soon. First of all, I remember a few years ago, I think it was like some rocker. He was in a Staples commercial and he was dancing through the store aisles to It's the Most Wonderful Time of the Year. Was that the song? I don't know. And that's how parents feel at this time. But I'm pretty sure if your school is closed, you are not feeling that way. On top of the fact that you may be going through a divorce, or maybe it's already done, or maybe you're in the separation phase and you haven't decided for a divorce, but there are two households. That's a lot for you to deal with. It's a lot for your kids to deal with. So I just want to talk to you a little bit today about how to handle some of those things and to give you some encouragement. All right. I'm a parent. You know that parenting is not easy. And a lot of it depends on us and our reaction. So here's a couple tips. So I know you have a whole bunch of extra spare time. Ton. But, and I say that in jest, but take some time with each kid individually each day. 10 minutes, where it's just, this is 10 minutes with child number one and 10 minutes with child number two and child number three. If you got 6 kids, I don't know, you got to break up the days or something. But spend a few minutes with a child each day where they get to do what they want to do, where your cell phone is down, the other siblings aren't interrupting you, and you're going to have to train them, and that's okay. It's okay to train our kids to, that's the definition of a discipline, to train. It's okay to train our kids so that they know the behavior that we expect in that moment and that they'll get their time. So if that's sword fighting, if it's going for a walk, if it's painting nails, uh, doing facials, whatever that is, preferably not necessarily electronics, but if you've got a teenage boy and he's really hooked on our girl and they're really hooked on those electronics and they want to do that and spend time with you and be like, Mom, Dad, I need you to come into my virtual world, then do it. Spend 10 minutes with them each day, just their time. Set a timer, and when that time is done, it's done. But that lets the child know that they're important, that they're valuable, that they matter to you. And it will help them. They're going through a lot of turmoil right now with school still being closed, with not having really been around their friends as much as they used to be. And then, like, if their parents are going through a divorce, their friends are their support system, and their support system is gone. The government was like, psych, you ain't getting no support system now. So it's really, really hard for these kids. And it doesn't matter if they are, little kids or they're about to be in college. It's still a big change. Okay, before I forget, if you're joining me live, please say hello. And if you're watching the replay, please go ahead and hashtag replay. The other tip for you that I have is try to use a calm voice. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm a really good parent when I'm relaxed. When I'm not rushing to go anywhere, where I'm not trying to hurry up and do anything, I am parent of the century. But as soon as I get a little rushed, as soon as I get a little hurried, it's a hot mess. And when I'm not calm, my child is not calm. Children feed off of our energy, and children push our buttons. So the more rushed we are, the sillier they get, the more stubborn they get. So this is just a reminder to use a calm voice. You're not going to be perfect at this. No one's perfect at that. We're just keep practicing. Okay. The other thing I want to encourage you to do now, as you may hopefully be aware, distance learning this fall, which really may last for the whole school year, depending on where you're at, distance learning this fall is going to look very different than it did last spring. Public schools last spring were like, everybody was like, it's only going to last a little bit. And public schools were like, well, we're not going to grade you. And so that created a climate for some kids. Well, I don't have to do it. I know my niece's school, it was like, if you're happy with your grades, you could keep them. Now she's like a straight A student. She still did her work and she had to take some AP tests, but they were given the choice. They're not going to be given the choice this year. Their grades are not going to be handed to them. And I know that schools were live a few days a week. Now they're going to be live every day a week. So let me give you some tips about that. If you don't know, a divorce mediator, that's my side hustle. I've been a public school teacher. I'm going into my 20th year. Lord help me. As an educator, we don't exactly know how much is going to be required of us. As a parent, I've gotten my kids' schedule. As an educator, I've gotten my schedule, but things still aren't clear and they're not going to be clear. So if you're a parent, and you're going through a stressful time, give your teacher a break as they figure things out. They've got to figure things out. They've got to figure out how this is going to work. Even though it happened last year, it's going to be more intense than it was last year. So give them a break, but also give your kids some grace. You don't want to give them so much grace where you don't demand anything of them. Oh, honey, you don't feel well for like 3 weeks in a row. Oh, you don't have to go to school today. You don't have to sign in. We're slacking off on our jobs as parents if we do that. Okay, so before I continue, again, because I'm looking at my notes, I'm like, oh gosh, I forgot something again. I would love to know, what are you most looking forward to as we start the school year in distance learning? Are you excited about being home? Are you excited about having a little bit of extra time with your kids? Or what are you dreading the most? So for your children who are in distance learning, I would like to encourage some tips. Now, the community that I work in, we have a lot of undocumented students and parents. We also have higher poverty rates, so we may have 2 or 3 families in one house. So there could be a lot of embarrassment for students who, let's say you're 16, but your cousin's crib is in your bedroom, and when I turn on my camera, because I have to be live and I have to show my face, I'm embarrassed. And now my cool status is gone, and there's a crib in my room, and that's not my baby. So here's some tips. Can't necessarily if you can paint the room, paint the room. Put up some pretty pictures, whatever. But if you can't do that, here's what I would advise. Go and find some cardboard, several pieces of cardboard. Get some hot glue. And if you're a teacher, this is a tip you can tell your kids. Oh my gosh, I can see my window is open. You get some glue. You glue those several pieces of cardboard together so that it's sturdy. And then we're going to make like a background. And then you can get a sheet, or you can go and get a yard of fabric. A yard of fabric, depending on how expensive it is, go to Joann's. It should be less than $10. Have your child go out and pick a yard of fabric that they like, and you don't have to sew. Get a heavy duty stapler, get a glue gun. If you glued those cardboard together, glue that sucker down, and then you could put it behind them. You could get some big old stick pins or some tape or some blue tape and put that behind them so they have some sort of background, or if it's tall enough, they can just prop it up on their bed or wherever they're sitting to hide what's behind them. That gives them some privacy, and it gives them some control of their surroundings, and it'll help them be more engaged. And it'll help other people be more engaged too, because there's not distracting things happening in the background. Also, you want to think about light. So I'm talking about my light right here, and if I move forward, you can see that the blinds are open, so you can see that. But you want your child, near some light. So have them facing an open window or next to an open window. I don't have it with me right here. They also sell little ring lights on Amazon for like $15. Check the price. It could change now because of the pandemic. But I think I checked like last week for another teacher friend, $15. You can clip that to your laptop. You can clip it to your phone, and it lights their face, and you can see it. And I know that sometimes in houses the rooms are dark. Somebody could be sleeping. The windows can be covered. It's not an ideal situation, so you want to make it as ideal for your child as possible. The other thing I would encourage you to do is to get your kids some headphones. Now, at this point, you might be like, I gotta cover my wall, and I gotta get them a light, and I got to get them some headphones. Shouldn't the school do that? Schools can't do everything, right? They just can't. And you don't have to do any of these things I'm suggesting to you, but we're just talking about, hey, your kid's going through a lot right now. Their parents are divorcing, they're going through distance learning. If we can do one or two little things to make them feel comfortable, please do that. The last thing, oh my gosh, where did my thought go? I think that was it. So you wanna have their headphones. Headphones. If you can go to the 99-cent store and buy some headphones. If you can go to Target and get some headphones. They're not as expensive, and if you get better quality headphones, they'll last more than 1 year. That way, if they're on the internet at the same time, now your school should provide you with the Chromebook. Most schools will give you, they have like hotspots that they can lend you so that you can have internet at your house. So if they have headphones, that'll help them stay focused, okay? So those are little things that you can do that you can help your student, your child feel more comfortable. If you're a teacher, suggest these things to your parents if they're more comfortable with that. If you're not comfortable suggesting this to them, go ahead and send them this video so they can hear it from somebody else. None of these things are required, but these are just suggestions. Last thing I want to tell you. When you've been online all day, we all need a break. And as I said sarcastically before, we have tons of time. We have tons of time. I'd like to encourage you to get your children outside every day. When the school day is over, have them go for a walk with you to get some sunlight, to get away from technology, to just have a break, some sort of scavenger hunt, something, some sort of break. Also, as you're going through a divorce, you may have already had a custody plan in place, and that may need to be altered now. You may exchange them in the morning and have done that since the spring and then during the summer, but now that the school year is starting, you might need to change your plan with your soon-to-be ex or your ex and go ahead and have the pickup time be in the afternoon. That way they don't have to change houses first thing in the morning before they have to sit through a whole day of school. Okay, if you've got questions about this or suggestions, you've got other suggestions for people about how they can help their children get ready for the school year, go ahead and leave those below. If you are a teacher and you want some conflict resolution tips, go ahead and leave that below. If you're a parent and you're like, how do I help my kids get along? I would love that. Don't forget, you can direct message me with your questions. You can also put them here. Listen, I know divorce can be scary, but I'm here to help you stay calm and empowered. And look, I know the distance learning school year can be scary. I'm here to help you stay calm and empowered. Okay? I know you can do this. We're going to have to give all of us some grace. Give yourself some grace. Give your children some grace. Give your teacher some grace. Don't drink too early in the day. We're going to get through this. Thank you for joining me live. Hi, Mom. All right. Have a great day.